Hello and welcome to a What Sold video where I'm going to share with you everything that sold for me on eBay from October 8th to October 14th. And I'm going to start with this piece. It is a ditzy floral. If you don't know what ditzy floral means, it's a floral print. It's like little tiny flowers. And it sold for $11.90 after some back and forth with the buyer because they wanted like details about the color, which color is subjective. We all have different amounts of rods and cones in our eyes in order to perceive color. Some people are colorblind, so I just was like, I don't know how to answer that question for you. But I did my best and they bought it, so I'm glad that that's gone. This is a book. You're gonna see a lot of books for this video, so if you're not into books, I'm so sorry. I do sell a lot of them. I sold for $13.87, which is my full asking price. I do have free shipping on my books. And actually I paid 10 cents for this at the Restore, where I actually bought like 250 books with this one. So yeah, it was a really good buy. This is a vintage Escuduna Basque beret. I bought this at an estate sale. I paid $1 for it. These vintage Escuduna berets can do well, but this was a very small beret, like tiny head person needed to wear this. It sold for $15. I had this for like 3 years, so will I pick this up again? Probably, especially for like $1, but if it's really small, I might leave it behind. Pair of Judy Blue jeans. Judy Blue, if you do not know, as a brand has 141 sell-through rate, so if you see Judy Blue, pick it up. It'll probably sell very quickly for you. And it sold for $19.90, and this was a size 5/27 boyfriend fit. So again, I just needed to complain about my Judy Blue not moving like they were supposed to, and then they all just sold. So there you go. If your sales are slow, just complain about them. Maybe it'll change for you. This is one of those records that I picked up from that big vintage vinyl buyout that I found at the Goodwill. So I paid $2 for this. It sold for $9.87. It was free shipping. So I didn't make a whole lot, but I still made $5, and that's really nice. This I would not pick up again. If you've been a part of the channel for a while, you may notice that I don't go to garage sales and yard sales. And again, that has to do with social anxiety. Like having an entire family like stare at you if you're the only person there while you're looking through their things. Just makes me feel like I have to buy something, and I don't like that. And then there's also like, if they don't mark the price, like then you gotta do the haggling thing. It's just not for me. I know you can make so much money from it, but it's just not for me. And this is one of those instances where I felt like I had to buy something, and I paid 50 cents for this. It was a New with Tag Elements piece. Not a good brand. Only reason I bought it is because it was new as tag, so I had hopes that I could sell it. It's from the Y2K era. It sold for $9. It took years to sell. So again, part of why I don't go to yard sales and garage sales, and I'm just glad that it's gone. And Miss Moxie is down here, by the way. She's laying on my arm. I didn't do the far away this time, so I'm so sorry about that, but I promise she's here. This is a buyer sale. Nancy, thank you so much. She bought this William Faulkner book. This was a double feature, so it had The Sound and the Fury and As I Lay Dying. As I Lay Dying is probably William Faulkner's most famous work. Nancy, I hope you enjoyed reading both of the stories by him, and thank you so much for buying this for me. I paid 50 cents for this at the bins. Another piece from the big book buyouts. I paid 10 cents for this. It sold for 15. And again, it's free shipping, so I made $10 off of this, and I feel like that's amazing. This is another vintage vinyl piece from that big buyout. It's Bon Jovi, and this is Slippery When Wet. Super surprised how many of these songs I knew. Sold for $18, and it was free shipping, so I still made like $10 off this vinyl, and I got to listen to it, which was super fun. This is a piece that I would probably not pick up again. You guys know I like buying and selling ephemera. Sometimes I'll get a stack of ephemera at estate sales for super cheap. They're like, just take it, and or like ask me to pay $1 for it. That's what happened here. So I probably have like a nickel into this. Sold for $5.87. It's just a how to cook with ground meat, and it's from like 1965. So yeah. Another book. This is a vintage copy from mid-century era. It's from 1961, and this is Pride and Prejudice, and it sold for $6.18. This is actually from that big book buyout site, I actually only paid 10 cents. Most of the stuff I picked up from that was modern new books, but there were a couple of vintage pieces thrown in as well. Speaking of, got this at that big buyout, paid 10 cents for it. If you're wondering why I'm not going into the books, a lot of the new books, like they're literally new books, sold for that amount of money because they were brand new. Wouldn't be able to get the same amount for them if they were pre-owned. I just happened to show up at the thrift store when a bookstore had gone out of business. So also, if you're wondering why my voice sounds like this, or if it's like a little reedy, I don't feel good. I am sick. So that's why, which is also kind of why I'm trying to go through this really fast, is because I'm trying to like film this video before my voice runs out. This is a Vineyard Vines piece. Vineyard Vines has a super low sell-through rate, realizing that there are only a few things in Vineyard Vines that sell well and sell for a good quantity of money. These linen dresses are not it, unless they're like more vibrantly colored or interesting pattern. But it's linen. You guys know I have a hard time saying no to linen. It was a size 4. It sold for $13. This, however, was a great sale. I actually found this in the women's department when I did the collaboration with Victoria and Melissa. And this is that Team Fortress 2 sweater. And as you can see, it sold for my full asking price of $74.87, which is amazing for something I paid $5.75 for. And it goes to show that, you know, being nerdy can pay off sometimes. You guys have seen me sell a lot of books in this video, and then now you see this really awesome sale. And this is why I like to say, you know, sell the stuff that you love, because your own special interests can help out a lot and keep you more engaged in your reselling business. So, you know, I'm a big gamer. I've played video games since I was a wee one, and, you know, I'm a partnered streamer on Twitch. So, you know, this nerdy stuff is helping out. But I thought this was amazing find. I got super excited when I found it. I got even more excited when I saw the comps for it. Like, this has, my sold comp makes this 300% sell-through rate. So, and they're all in this price range. So I guess if you find this sweater, they're men's sweaters, and it was a limited release run through Valve in 2014. And it comes in red and gray. There you go. All the information. Will you run into this? Probably not. But I didn't think I would either, and I did, so yay. Another book, this is by Henry Green. Again, one of the new books, $13.87. Paid 10 cents for it, made like $9. More new books. Somebody decided to bundle these two together. Again, free shipping. So I have 20 cents into this, and I paid $3.82 to ship it to them. And I made, you know, 20 bucks off of the sale. So it's amazing. This Virginia Woolf, which is a classic writer for literature. This is an estate sale find. I've talked about Jantzen multiple times on this channel. Jantzen is one of my favorite vintage brands to find. I have a personal affinity for it. These vintage swimwear, because that's what Jantzen is known for, is their swimwear. The vintage swimwear can do very well. This was a pair of swim shorts from them. They were lined. This was the only pair that the lining was in good shape. Let me just tell you, I was looking at some of the other ones because this man had a collection from like the 60s. That liner was a shade of brown that it should not be. So yeah, definitely check if it has a liner, and also check the liner to make sure. Anyway, that was a little too much information for you guys. I'm so sorry. Sold for $30. The antique Jantzen wear, so the woolen Jantzen wear, can go for over $100 depending on the condition of that. This is Lacoste piece. It's a size 5, which is a size large in US. And this checked all the boxes. Sold for $22.87, like within a week of me listing it. So I rarely find Lacoste in my area. That is not fake. But when I do find it, I pick it up. Another piece from that buyout, for the book buyout, this is Toni Morrison, another classic, and this is Song of Solomon. This one actually wasn't new, it was like new. It had a secondhand stamp on the inside of it, so I put like new, and still sold. So for 10 cents, happy about that. And again, if you're not into, you know, making $1 or $2 off of a book, I totally get it. I have books have been very important in my life, which is why I have if you look at my tattoos on my arm, these are all books. So they're just really important to me, which is why I buy and sell them. Again, I've said it before, you do you. Danica, thank you so much. This is a viewer sale. Danica bought this from me and left me just a super sweet note on her on the purchase. Danica, if you decide to do a YouTube channel, let me know. I'll be happy to watch the video if you decide to get up the nerve to do it. I've been on the internet for like a decade now, so this is not anything new or hard for me to do, but I do understand how it's nerve-wracking. So if you do that, put up that first video, let me know, and I will watch it. But she purchased this Lucky Brand sleeveless tank top. I do pick up Lucky Brand when I find it at the bins, or I can find it for really cheap. They sell really well for me. It's not a whole lot, but they do sell pretty quickly. So I hope it fit you, and again, thank you so much for the lovely message, and I hope you're able to get up the courage to get on camera for the first time. The hardest thing to do whenever there's something you want to do is start, and then after that it gets easier. Alright, this is a vintage piece from the big vintage buyout I did. This is one of the Pendleton wool skirts. It's from the 80s, and it was a size 28, which is a size small, and it actually said Drummond plaid. So some tartans are specific to particular clans, and this one specifically said Drummond on it, so I put it in the title. Sold for $23.90. I was more than happy to accept an offer because it's pure profit. I have made my money back. I've made so much money off of the sale. Basically, each piece of clothing from that big vintage buyout was $0.25, which is insane. So super happy. This is another viewer sale. John, thank you so much. I really appreciate you giving this lovely book a new home. I actually originally offered this on Whatnot, and for $2, and nobody took me up on my offer. So then I put it up on eBay, which is what I normally do. If something doesn't sell on Whatnot, I just put it up on eBay. And he gave it a new home. So he bought this micro. It's a first edition mass market, premium mass market from Michael Crichton. Michael Crichton, I think best known for Sphere and for Andromeda's Strain. Also Jurassic Park. I don't know why that wasn't the first one that came to my mind, but yeah. John, I hope you liked the book. Thank you for giving it a new home, and I really appreciate the message that you sent me. It's really nice. And also, I hope it was a great addition to your Crichton collection. And the last item I have to share with you is this Halara dress. I had originally purchased this because I kept seeing ads for Halara, and I was like, oh, it's a medium. I'll try this on. No. No. I had originally hoped it was for me, but I did not like the way it fit or the way it looked on me. So I'm super glad that I found it thrifting and didn't pay full price for this, but it sold really quickly after I listed it for $20, and I believe I paid like $7 for this at a thrift store. So not a big profit, but the fact I made it in a week and I learned that this is not the dress for me, priceless. All right. That is everything that I sold for the second week in October. Miss Moxie is still down here. She's been desperately trying to convince me to feed her because it is food time. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. And again, everybody who purchased from me, Danica, Nancy, and John, thank you so much. And also a big shout out, oh, I almost forgot, Stephanie. Thank you so much. Stephanie actually bought me 7 coffees, which is insane. Stephanie, thank you so much. That was so incredibly sweet of you. I really do appreciate it. Miss Moxie appreciates it. I actually went towards her Chewy box this month. And so you got to give her cat litter and also her favorite wet food, which is, again, what she's trying to convince me to give her right now. So Stephanie, thank you so much. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye. Bye. Hero, I wanna be a hero.